Hey guys, how you doing today? I figured I would continue on with doing more news on the paper notes. Yesterday I did a video of some of these like weird continental dollars for the U.S. Republic. They look pretty much fake in most people's eyes. People commenting saying, yeah, this looks fake. But, if there's a real one, I'm sure they do like a lot better job doing, paper notes, because they really have to take a lot of time and effort to create good designs, and designs that will be very difficult to counterfeit. So it just so happens that Coin World did an article here about the new notes coming out from the United States Treasury, and the title is "All Plans for Federal Reserve Notes Redesigned Subject to Change by the New Secretary." I think the current one is Jack Lew, and the new one, I forget his name. He was assigned by Trump recently. I think his name was something Munich or something like that. Steve Munchkin, or yeah, it was like Steve Munchkin or Munchkin or something like that. I don't know the exact name, but he's going to be the new secretary. And does that mean he could come in and say, hey, let's change the designs, when this is already in progress to create the new notes coming out in 2020, I think. So let me just read this here. It says, shortly after the presidential election, some unsubstantiated speculation made the rounds, questioning whether the upcoming Trump administration would renege on the plans for redesigning U.S. paper money. The challenge of selecting a new secretary by Ori Lamb in the Atlantic of November 18th addressed the priorities facing the incoming Treasury Secretary. That the currency topic was finally addressed in the final two paragraphs of an otherwise lengthy and wide-ranging analysis is as good an indication as any regarding where that issue sits on a very full plate of them. Among the issues addressed are managing finances, collecting taxes, paying the public debt, supervising national banks, and creating new economic policies related to the deficit in the global trade. Lamb turned to Susan Aid Stone, the executive director of Women on 20s, for her viewpoint. She acknowledged that the new Treasury Secretary has complete discretion over design, though it is really up to the Federal Reserve to approve the production-ready bills and decide when to issue them into circulation. She also mentioned that all three bills up for revision, the $5, $10, and $20 notes, are already in various stages of development and still projected to be unveiled in 2020. She said that the further along a bill is in the production process, the harder it becomes for the Secretary to stop the process. Aid Stone did not mention the added expense any revisions at this point would incur, since the Bureau of Engraving and Printing has already announced that testing with the visually impaired will commence in 2017. It is possible that the process is already too far along to interrupt for what will be nothing more than another political statement. So according to this Susan Aid Stone, it's gone into production and creating these notes. So in the new secretary, I think it's Steve Munchkin and Munchkin, he won't be able to change what's going on here. So the new 20, the new 10, and the new 5, you can go to modernmoney.treasury.gov. I'll put the link below in the description box so that you can see for yourself. They're already telling you what it's going to look like. They don't have any pictures or anything yet, but the new 20 is basically going to have Harriet Tubman replacing the original president. Or who was it? Andrew Jackson. So it'll have something like this, Harriet Tubman's picture on the new 20. Okay. So you can go to this page and check it out. So let's go to the $5 bill. No, let's go to the $10 before that. Okay, let's go to $10. So we have the $10, you'll have the same, forget who it was. Who's on there? Andrew Jackson? No, Alexander Hamilton will be on the $10 note, right? But they're going to put some other people on the back. Susan B. Anthony, Lucretia, I don't know how to say that. Lucretia Mott, Sojourner, I don't know how to say that either. Truth, and Elizabeth Cady Stanton. There's Susan B. Anthony. They're all going to be on the reverse, the back side of the $10 bill. Let me just make sure that we're on the money with who stays on the front. The reverse of the $10 will honor the heroes of the women's suffrage movement and depict the March of 1913, a march for women's suffrage from the U.S. Capitol to the steps of the Treasury Department. So I know I just saw somewhere that it's going to stay the same. Oh, here it is. The front of the new $10 will retain the portrait of Alexander Hamilton, and the same for the $5 bill. You're still going to have Abraham Lincoln on the $5 bill, but we're going to have Martin Luther King, Marian Anderson, and Eleanor Roosevelt on the reverse side of the $5 bill. So that will be a nice thing to see. It'll be very, very interesting to see what they look like. You know, remember the fake looking note that we saw yesterday? It was the $5 bill. On this one, is going to be a real $5 bill, and yeah, Eleanor Roosevelt's going to be on there. And I like this one. You know, like Martin Luther King being on the $5 bill would be awesome, right? So that's the scope of the regular notes for the time being. We are almost entering 2017, so only like what, 3 more years to go until we see the new money. Alright, well, thanks for watching. It's a little long video here. If you have any comments, questions, leave them down below and I'll get back to you guys. Thanks.